Hey YouTube, I'm Mike, the Rambling He-Witch, and today I'd like to share a guided meditation for Ostara, the Spring Equinox. I call this meditation, The Gates of Ishtar. In Babylonian myth, the goddess Ishtar traveled to the underworld on the spring equinox to rescue her lover Tammuz and bring him back to the world of the living, which sorely needed his powers of life and fertility. In order to enter the spirit world, Ishtar had to pass through 7 gates. At each gate, she sacrificed a piece of clothing or jewelry, shedding all of her earthly attachments until she arrived completely bare, utterly herself. Today, we shall follow Ishtar's path, traveling deep within ourselves and letting go of earthly attachments to find what we need to flourish with the springtime. Get yourself in a comfortable position, somewhere you will not be disturbed. Either sit in a comfortable chair with your feet flat on the ground, or lay down in a resting position. Close your eyes and begin to let your mind drift. See yourself descending 10 steps into a dark cavern. With each step, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Count down with me. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. You walk into the cavern dimly lit by torches. You see a large set of ancient doors, encrusted with beautiful red rubies. This is the gate of survival. In order to open this gate, you must sacrifice your fear. Take a moment to reflect on what you're afraid of. Understand that fears are not facts, and with a strong foundation, you can survive anything. Now shed your fears like a piece of clothing. Let it fall away from you and disappear with a deep, cleansing breath. The rubies on the doors glow bright, and the gate of survival swings open. Now we continue down the path. In the next cavern, you see another set of doors, this time encrusted with orange topaz. This is the gate of pleasure. In order to open this gate, you must sacrifice your guilt. Take a moment to reflect on what you blame yourself for. Accept that we cannot change the past, and that in order to grow into a better person, you must practice self-forgiveness. Now shed your guilt like a piece of clothing. Let it fall away from you and disappear with a deep, cleansing breath. The topaz on the doors glow bright, and the gate of pleasure swings open. Now we continue down the path. In the next cavern, you see another set of doors, this time encrusted with yellow citrine. This is the gate of willpower. In order to open this gate, you must sacrifice your shame. What are your biggest disappointments in yourself? Realize that to succeed in life, we must accept ourselves and understand that all of our flaws are part of what make us brilliant and sacred. Now shed your shame like a piece of clothing. Let it fall away from you and disappear with a deep, cleansing breath. The citrine on the doors glow bright, and the gate of willpower swings open. Now we continue down the path. In the next cavern, you see another set of doors, this time encrusted with green emeralds. This is the gate of love. In order to open this gate, you must sacrifice your grief. Examine the grief you hold in your heart. Ask yourself, what is grief but a sign that we continue to love after loss? To feel grief is to confirm that the love you once held is still inside you and will always be with you. Now shed your grief like a piece of clothing. Let it fall away from you and disappear with a deep, cleansing breath. The emerald on the doors glow bright, and the gate of love swings open. Now we continue down the path. In the next cavern, you see another set of doors, this time encrusted with blue sapphire. This is the gate of truth. In order to open this gate, you must sacrifice lies. What lies do you tell yourself? When we are purely honest with ourselves, it lifts a burden that we've mistaken for a security blanket. We are free to breathe and be our most authentic selves. Now shed your lies like a piece of clothing. Let them fall away from you and disappear with a deep, cleansing breath. The sapphire on the doors glow bright, and the gate of truth swings open. Now we continue down the path. In the next cavern, you see another set of doors, this time encrusted with violet amethysts. This is the gate of insight. In order to open this gate, you must sacrifice illusion. What illusions or false beliefs keep you from seeing hope? When we clear our minds and look through the lens of hope, the world instantly becomes a brighter place. Shed your illusions like a piece of clothing. Let them fall away from you and disappear with a deep, cleansing breath. The amethysts on the doors glow bright, and the gate of insight swings open. we continue down the path. In the next cavern, you see the final set of doors, this time encrusted with opals, shimmering all the colors of the rainbow. This is the gate of enlightenment. In order to open this gate, you must sacrifice earthly concerns. What unnecessary worries weigh you down? Understand that you are a divine being. In 1,000 years, when your bones are dust, you will still be a divine being. Focusing your energy on petty concerns only keeps you from embracing your higher self. Shed your worries like a piece of clothing. Let them fall away from you and disappear with a deep, cleansing breath. The opals on the doors glow bright, and the gate of enlightenment swings open. Now we continue down the path. As we pass through the gate of enlightenment, we enter a beautiful and vibrant garden, flourishing with flowers and delicious fruit. In the center of the garden, waiting on a bench, you see an aspect of yourself. Perhaps this is a version of yourself you thought died long ago and missed dearly. Perhaps this is a version of yourself you hope to be someday. With a loving smile, your double embraces you. Taking their hand, you lead them out of the garden, back to the surface. Past the gate of enlightenment, past the gate of insight, past the gate of truth, past the gate of love, past the gate of willpower, past the gate of pleasure, and finally, past the gate of survival. At last, we return to the steps from the first cavern, leaving behind our earthly attachments and bringing with us the versions of ourselves which represent our inner potential. We ascend back up to the surface world, breathing with each step. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In your own time, return your breathing to normal and open your eyes whenever you're ready. Happy Ostara, everyone, and blessed be.